Good evening, Central Indiana, and welcome to Porch Time Live from JTH Construction Studio. Tonight, we have Bar Ziek owner in the house, and Ralph Davis. Seth, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm good. Let me talk about my sponsors real quick and say hi to a few people. Hello, Misty. Hello, Teresa. Once again, we are live. There's Corey. Corey, I'm telling you, you probably need to come in here. I'm just giving you that hint right now. There's a brown bag on the other side of the table. We're live at JTH Construction Studio, 765-913-8599. American Basement Solutions, Mr. Larry Ralph Sr., 1-877-409-2837. And I got to say something about Larry tonight. Larry lost his mom yesterday. I don't know if there's a kinder, more sweet family that I've ever been across in my life. And Porch Time, everybody in Porch Time is praying and thinking of Larry in this time, and it's a tough thing. I talked to him last week, and we're going to be there for him. He knows we are, and if he needs anything, he can get a hold of us. But it's our thoughts and prayers are for Larry and his beautiful wife Linda, as Larry's mom passed away yesterday. Fathom Real Estate with Teresa Messmer, 765-341-8911. Hello, Teresa. Wellsprings, Bob Goodham's Group, 765-342-6661. Stid's Comfort Systems, 765-346-0195. Get a hold of Caleb Stid. Livewire, Tommy Walls Electric Consulting, 765-792-4012. Tommy just sponsors everything in the city, so. And he lives right next to Need the Dough. Could you do that? Could you? His backyard is Need the Dough. Dude, I'm like, he goes, when I roll my windows down, have my windows down this summer, it's terrible.
I couldn't. Sandy would have to beat me away with a stick over that.
Sandy and Kevin would make me move. I'd be like,
Sandy was actually my first account that I ever opened when I started selling food for Cisco Foods.
Really?
Yep. She was the first person
Need the Dough?
Yep.
We'll get into that.
First person that gave me a shot.
I want to get into that. Trapper Tim's Nuisance Wildlife Removal and Pest Control, 765-913-7553. And they do bat removal, and I'm glad because we've had bats in here before. And that's probably the greatest show I've ever done because I was live. Logan's Cosmos, 765-318-3388. Yeah, if you want to laugh, find it. There's a bat video. It's about an hour and a half long, and there was 100 people, 100 plus, watching the bat thing with me. I was live. It used to be in there when we were doing the construction in here, and I was live in there, and a bat flies between me and the camera while I was on air. Dude, the pucker factor was not.
Show's over for me. I'd have had to go.
Oh, it was, and I'm like, Tourette's is going to kick in here in a minute. I'm going to start cussing. So I'm like, I got to shut it off. So I start hitting buttons, and then I'm like, wait a minute. And now I let these people hanging, so I go live with my phone from outside. And they're like, you big sissy. Anyway, Wayman's Furniture Appliance and Mattress, 765-342-4339. Get a hold of Mark. Tell him we said hey. Cody, what's going on, buddy? The Yard Barber with Andrew Payton, 765-318-4108. Hometown Nutrition Martinsville, 765-315-0738. New hours, they open up at 7 a.m. Stop in there and see the ladies. And last but not least, 2024 Peregrine Homecoming Festival. This is their 100-year anniversary. 765-318-0899 if you'd like to be a sponsor. Laying in bed, you all right, Cody? August 30th through September 1st, they have bingo this Saturday night down at the Firehouse. Stop down there and tell them we said hi. Hello, Angie. Seth, owner of Seth Gillies. Yep, correct?
You got it.
That's a tough one for me to say. I'm going to say Gilly Suit. But owner of Ralph and Ava's and Bar Ziek, you're a busy man.
A little busy, yeah.
That's good though.
That's only part of the busy. The 4 kids 10 and under. That's also busy.
I had no clue.
Mm-hmm. My wife is a champion.
Yes, she is. Hello, Angie. There's Peregrine Homecoming on here right now. They're already there. Everybody's following. There's Tommy Walls, Chris Van Veeder. Hello, Eli. So you started out at Cisco?
So I grew up in the restaurant industry, if you will. Dad was a chef. Oldest brother was a chef. My mom ran a bar.
Yeah.
I have a sister that works in a fine dining restaurant. And so I just kind of grew up in it. Started cooking in a restaurant when I was 14.
Really?
And then hopped around to a bunch of different restaurants for years, finding my way. And then got with a good company. And I grew up in Southwest Michigan. So like Kalamazoo area.
Okay.
And then
so you're like a snow guy then.
Oh yeah. So there's nothing down here. It's cold, but what is snow down here?
Yeah, you got feet. We get inches.
Yep.
Hello, Darcy.
But then worked with a restaurant group up there and kind of climbed my way up the chain there and worked with them for about 9 years.
Yeah.
Met my wife at one of the restaurants in their group. And then we moved to South Bend. And took over one of the restaurants there and ran it for a few years. Had our first kid.
Irish fan, or are you a Michigan fan?
Amazing Blue all day.
Oh, where's my Notre Dame hat? Hey, so you open a restaurant, Notre Dame? What you call it, Wolverines?
No. I didn't open it. That's when we still worked for the restaurant group.
Okay.
They were already established in Southwest Michigan, and then that was their offshoot location. But did that for some years, and we had our daughter, and then I left that company. We moved back up to Michigan, lived there for a few years, and then I had a really great gig with an awesome company, but I was working like 80 hours a week,
right.
And we were getting ready to have our second kid, and I said, hey, Indianapolis is a big market. I have a good resume. Like, let's move back down where you're from.
Where was she from originally?
Grew up in Monrovia. I got kind of Mooresville address. Went to Monrovia schools, kind of out that.
The Tri-City area of Mooresville, Martinsville, Monrovia. And actually, you'll throw Plainfield in there too, just right across the highway.
Yep. So we moved back here, and when we moved back here, I just kind of threw my hat in the ring for a sales job at Cisco Foods. Had no clue how to do any of that, right? I'm a flipping burgers guy and selling Jack and Cokes. And so
there's nothing wrong with that.
Got hired in on with them and made a little short career run of it and had a great time doing it. Met a lot of good people and did well. And COVID happened, and that changed the landscape of pretty much everything food service.
Right.
And so I left the company, went out to Nineveh, Indiana, and helped a customer of mine get opened back up and worked for them. And then
now we're at Nineveh.
It's called Grillers. There's only like 2 spots in there. No, not the school. It's I wish I knew their street names. I don't. There's like 4 corners
it's not
right
a big
there.
Community.
It used to be
There was
called.
a guy that bought the school and was renting the place out in the old school there. That's why I was at. That was in Trafalgar.
Yeah, that was Trafalgar.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I don't. There's like 1 4-way stop in Nineveh,
right?
And it's right after that 4-way stop. It's right there. It's called Grillers.
Okay.
Worked for them for a while, and then it wasn't really needed for me to be there anymore. Right? I was a payroll liability. They got up and running and going in what they needed, which was the plan the whole time, you know, to help them. And then once they didn't need me anymore, sayonara. So then I went and worked for U.S. Foods, sold for them for a very short period of time. Basically got out of training and on the streets to do my thing. And the opportunity at Ralph and Ava's arose, and had to say goodbye to U.S. Foods and started Ralph and Ava's.
What's up, Steven? How you doing, buddy? So Ralph and Ava's was your first.
Yep.
Right downtown Mooresville.
Yep.
That's a good spot there, though.
It is. Good location. Surprisingly to me, right? Because it doesn't seem like a whole lot of daytime action going on in Mooresville, but our lunches are phenomenal there.
Really? You get all the business owners coming in.
A lot of business owners, a lot of ladies that are going antiquing. So shout out to the couple antique shops in town. Yellow Moon, thank you.
You all help each other. That's right.
But yeah, so we do a pretty good lunch business there, and the nights do well. It does well there overall.
Yeah.
And then through talking to some friends, Clay and Tara from Grounded Solutions, used to be White's Electric.
Yep.
Met them through our business and became friends with them, and they moved out their business down here to Martinsville, and Clay actually got me an introduction to the mayor and kind of met Mayor Kenny and talking to him and really liked what Martinsville had going on and said, sure, as soon as the spot opens up down there, as soon as we can find a spot, let's try to open another one.
And there you go.
And here we are.
Business is booming for the community. As soon as we get some housing, and it started, they've broke ground. As soon as we get more housing in here and some things like that, I think that it'll even get better.
Yeah,
it's a little lull right now.
Well, we're hopeful, right? I think traditionally in our industry, you get that lull kind of right after Christmas before people start getting taxes back,
or paying their taxes.
Yeah, right. So that's the traditional lull. I think we were spoiled at Ralph and Ava's. We didn't experience that the last 2 years. We didn't have a lull, and so this year it just hit a little different. But you tighten things up and weather the storm, and wait for the warm weather to come back and go out swinging.
Brandy King says, I had the BLT grilled cheese the other day and it was on point. The fries are unbeatable. So,
thank you. So the BLT grilled cheese is funny to me because we had another flatbread on the menu. It was turkey. It was roasted turkey, had the same aioli that the BLT one has, and some other ingredients, but the turkey dinner that was on the menu that used the same turkey just wasn't really moving. Okay. So we had to get rid of it because why bring it in just for one sandwich and then it's not going to sell. Sure. It's not going to be fresh.
Sure.
So we were literally spitballing, what are we going to replace this with? And me and the kitchen manager were arguing. I was going BLT and he's saying we could do some kind of gourmet grilled cheese. And we just said, screw it, throw it all together and see. And we did it. And a couple people liked it. So we tried it on the menu and it's a fan favorite.
There you go. Well, we don't turn down food over here. We love food. And I'm going to tell you what, first time I went in there, does Bar Ziek have a family area?
So yes, the whole thing is a family area, right? So Bar Ziek is family friendly. What I always tell people is, and I try to find the best way to word this, right? Because I don't want it to be off-putting to anybody.
Sure.
It is a bar. It has bar in the name. We're not the Wild West Saloon. It's not getting super crazy and rowdy in there. We accommodate families and accommodate children, but we don't cater to that, if you will, sure. Right? I don't have a bunch of fun games for kids. I don't have that kind of thing. But we have a solid menu. We have a good kids menu. We have high chairs if you need them.
So you do accommodate to the kids to get them in. See them playing. Yeah.
They can come in and eat.
Rooms or anything like that.
Right. Exactly.
That's awesome.
So, and I think that's such a big topic that I'm so glad somebody asked, because when we originally opened in September of last year, we opened as 21 and up.
You can't wait to visit.
We had thought that Martinsville needed a bar, right? We didn't, to my knowledge, it doesn't really have a bar, especially in downtown, right? You got Groggy Goat, which is,
but that's they're doing their thing,
right? And so I said, well, let's be a bar. But we quickly found out that maybe that wasn't the right move. So, so we switched it.
Though.
Yeah, so we switched it, and we're definitely family friendly now.
Hello, Ken. Melvin says, love Bar Ziek and Ralph and Avis. Yeah, I've been in there 6 to 10 times probably, and it's not your typical bar setting. It's people are eating and talking, and the bar's always packed, but it just seems to be a good place to hang out, and nobody's getting stupid. That's a good thing.
And that's our goal, right? Our motto that we kind of live by at both places is come as you are.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care if you got dirty work boots or you got a suit on from just being at the courthouse across the street or whatever. It's a good, safe place with really good food that should be comfortable for everybody to enjoy.
What is the address down there?
72 East Morgan Street.
72 East Morgan, almost dead center of the square, north end. It's on the east side of where the construction's being done now. Am I correct in saying that? Yep. It's just off where the construction's being done on the theater.
Right next to Urban Brew.
Yep, Urban Brew is right.
I think everybody knows where they are. They made a big splash quickly.
Yeah.
Beautiful space they got there. Good people too.
Yeah, Tori.
Really good neighbors.
Yep.
But yeah, right next to them.
So did you want to be a chef, or did you just want to be a business owner as it is?
No. So I think if you were to go ask 8-year-old me, I was going to be some big fancy chef in New York City, and
why not?
Going for Michelin stars and that kind of thing.
Or what's his name? Gordon, the guy that yells at everybody.
Ramsay?
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay. Or you're going to go beat Bobby Flay, one of the two.
Right. I don't think I probably do either. But so that was my goal when I was like 8, right? But my path obviously is a little different. We've had opportunities to possibly like get into downtown spaces or stuff like that. And really, I like the small town. I like the community feel. I like, you know, we live in Mooresville. We come here probably more than we go to Mooresville to do stuff with my family.
Right.
But we like that involvement in the community. And I don't think you quite get that as much in the big city. Maybe I'm wrong because I've never owned a business, you know, in a major metropolitan area, but we're comfortable and we're happy where we're at for sure.
Well, that's good. You're in where you're at. The fall foliage, you're probably always busy during that.
So this was our first one, right? So we just opened in September and we did it 21 and up. So we literally were standing there like weeping, watching everyone around. And I'm like, this was such a bad idea. As I look outside and it's like rides for kids and games for kids and food for kids. And I'm like, yeah, this was not a good idea.
Live and learn, though.
Yeah.
And then I bet you this October you're going to have that sign, come on in.
Oh, I'm going to have a clown outside with balloons ready to go.
That's the way you do it. Let me ask you this. What is your number one selling item down there?
At
food-wise.
Bar Ziek.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be the tenderloin. We're in Indiana. That's what it is at Ralph and Ava's. That's probably what it is at the top of the product mix of most restaurants in the area. The tenderloin is always number one.
Because you know what I'm going to go after.
Well, you said what's the most selling, not the best, right?
Okay,
right?
Okay.
So I don't think the tenderloin is the best, although we have a good one.
Hang on, Teresa's got another question.
Yeah.
I have another question, Kevin. I went to their Facebook page and they are hiring servers. Do all servers have to be 19 or a permit to serve alcohol?
Have to have a permit to serve alcohol. So I'm not sure if you can get one when you're 18. I know 19 for sure.
Okay. And you guys are hiring?
Yeah, we are. So we're looking to beef up our staff at both locations in the hopes that in the coming months we would like to extend our hours. Right. Maybe get into some Sunday space, possibly.
If you could serve breakfast on a Sunday morning around here, you'd be packed. It is insane because everybody goes to Indy's because no Forky's, and there's another place not far from you that's not open on Sundays, which I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And then the other one's Local Grind. They're the only one other open.
Yeah, that's again when we talked about like COVID changed the space of our industry. Like it gave people the gumption to say, you know what, I'm not going to open on Sunday because I want to be with my family or whatever, where before I think it was that pressure to be open 7 days a week and grab every piece of business you could. And but yeah, I think, you know, with 21 North being gone now, I think there is a brunch void.
True.
You know, so maybe not the greasy spoon breakfast per se. That's my number one.
Same.
But I think we might be able to fill a void of some of that brunch. You know, the more I call it frou-frou, but you know, get a little more foodie with it, I guess, if you will.
Brandy says I would have guessed pig wings. That was my go-to. And man, those things are phenomenal. Ken says definitely a great addition to the square and community. And Samantha says, love Bar Ziek. So the tenderloin, the breaded one, I assume, is the number one seller, which...
So I don't have a way to track it in my system, or maybe I do, but I've just never dove that deep. But so when I'm reading it, it's just off the tenderloin. So it could be breaded or grilled.
Right. I've had both. I ordered both, and my one daughter was down from India, and we split it. And I ate half of hers, she ate half of mine, and they tasted good to me, both of them.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I like them. See, it's weird for me not being from Indiana. Like, I moved here and started selling food, and I'm like, what in the world is this tenderloin thing that is on every menu of every place we go in?
I'm not a fan of it, though, the thin breaded one.
Once or twice a year.
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
I like the thick chop. And I don't care what you do with it; it's a pork chop to me. But they like it pounded out. And
well, then you gotta if you're a pork chop guy, you gotta get up to Ralph and Ava's.
Oh, you got chops up there?
We serve a 12-ounce bone-in pork chop with a maple mustard glaze.
Are you kidding me?
It's just phenomenal.
You know, I drive past Mooresville twice a day. So,
nice now.
But I mean, that's why you see me coming in at 5:30 at Bar Ziek. Hog wings, double order, thanks. And I'll eat on them for 2 days. So yeah, I will have to. Hello, Allie. Hello, Kidna. I will certainly have to stop in there to. Hello, Deborah. Stop in there and get some of that because that is my brunch is my favorite. Angie says, "What would be your hours
for brunch?" Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think if we're going to make the commitment to get into the Sunday space, I think we got to do it, right? I don't think just a couple hour shift or 10 to 2 or something. So I would like to, if we do get everything passed and I get it approved through the real boss, which is my wife and everything, and we get staffed up enough, I think I would like to do like a 11 to 8 or 12 to 8 shift.
There you go.
So that we can hit kind of those segments, people that aren't going to church, the people after church, maybe get some later afternoon lunches and early dinners.
Do you have anything that's low carb? Mike's asking.
Man. So I would say if you have restrictions on a diet, the best way would be to check our menu out. And when you come in, kind of tell us what you want or how you want it. Right. I don't offer like gluten-free or low-carb buns or wraps or anything specific like that. But I mean, we have fresh chicken, we have fresh beef, we have, so you can get stuff that's definitely not loaded up with carbs. And
Cindy Turley says, I can't wait to try bread tenderloin. Stephanie Vaughn says, best pork chops ever. And I'm a pork chop guy. I'm going to try these.
You gotta check it out. If I would have grabbed one on my way down. If I knew.
You're fine. A lemon pepper grilled pork loin, Allie says. I don't know if you have that or that's what she wants. Heidi, hello Heidi, hello Lana. I go to Ralph and Ava's. I love the firecracker cauliflower. Mm-hmm. Will you be adding that to Bar Ziek? The salads are good too, Kelsey says.
So I would say Kelsey's cheating. Kelsey works for us, so she has to say that. But hi, Kelsey.
Kelsey, good move.
She's a good egg. Firecracker cauliflower. Will we be adding that to Bar Ziek? My buddy Clay, who I was telling you about, like every time I see him, he's like, "Hey man, we need the cauliflower down here." We go through about 45 heads of cauliflower a week up at Ralph and Ava's just for that appetizer.
Really?
Yeah. And it's so simple. We literally take cauliflower, cut it down into usable size pieces, and we do a quick tempura batter on it and then into the fryer. Comes out nice and crispy, and then we drizzle it with a firecracker sauce that we make.
You're killing me. Are you serious? And that's
a big time appetizer up there. We do a lot of it. Large portions, that was kind of always my thing. I'm a big guy. I'm a big eater.
I'm not mad at you.
The price that food costs these days, right? Like for me to buy and then produce it, add the labor, whatever, our prices are not cheap, right? I don't think we're super expensive comparable.
You're very comparable. Very comparable.
But it's not cheap. So for me to be able to sleep well at night, I got to know that if you're coming into our place and you're going to eat, A, it's going to taste good, but B, you're not going to leave hungry.
There you go. Kelsey says the salads are really good. They really are good, though. Teresa says love the coconut shrimp, which I've not had that.
That's why I brought some. I know on the morning show. I know that someone said that, and you said, "Oh, I haven't had that," so we got some of that.
Never ate there, honestly. Family of 8 here, and it gets expensive to go out. Which, yeah,
I get it. I'm a family of 6, and it's like we can't run through McDonald's for like 45 or less.
Yeah, and that's going through the dollar menu side. Trust me. I'm a family of 1 right now, and I can barely afford anything. Hello, Carl. So I got to do it now. You got me. What do you got?
So I brought you pig wings, obviously, right? That was a must.
I'm gonna bury them and
that was a must.
I did from you.
I brought an order of the coconut shrimp, and then I brought probably one of, if you take the tenderloin off the menu, right? If that disappeared tomorrow,
right?
Probably our next top selling sandwich is what I brought, and it is a chicken pesto sandwich.
Okay, so what's in the mussels? You have mussels?
Yeah, we have.
I did not know you had mussels.
We have awesome mussels. Ton of people that get them. Oh, I love it. Oh, I could swim in the broth. Like awesome comments all the time. And it makes me laugh, right? Because I'd love to sit here and be like, yes, I'm a great chef, and I came up with this recipe and whatever. Every time, though, I make sure to let people know. No, it's a Pinterest recipe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a recipe I got off Pinterest.
Works.
It's cool, man. We use Cedar Creek, Martin Tucky.
Oh my!
So we put some Martin Tucky in the pan, some onions, some garlic, and a little bit of seasoning, and then we let that cook down.
How you doing, Keaton?
Throw the mussels in there, add a little heavy cream, and let it cook till they're cooked, and that's it, man. But it's simple and good.
Hey, simple works, clearly.
Yeah.
I want to try the coconut shrimp. He's got them right here. Now I have to go to the gym later tonight and I'm on camera. Oh, Carl's got, you gonna come over your feeding that boy exactly. Oh, chicken pesto. It's all. Yeah, Carl's dogging me. I'm not gonna eat it all. I'm just gonna sample and put it in the fridge for later. Show's only an hour long. No, we go as long as we need. Have to try it. Never heard of Ziek. You've never heard of Ziek?
I feel like we get a lot of that, right? Like, really? So, and it's hard because I know our signage is awful.
Well,
right?
The sign right now, no matter what, you're not in that area. Everybody's eyes is focusing on that tarp.
Yep. So signage is our main goal, right? We have a couple goals that we're working towards. We want to get a sign, right? Make us legit. We also really want to change out our tables and chairs and bar stools. Mm-hmm. But we got to sell a hefty amount of tenderloins to make that happen, you know? Right. This stuff's not cheap.
Dan, are you close? Dan, if you're close, stop in here. What am I dipping the delicious shrimp into?
So that is a Thai horseradish sauce that we make.
Cow,
and we make it just for that.
That's why.
Coconut shrimp is on the menu. Everything shrimp is on the menu just because of my wife. She loves coconut shrimp and was like, I have one stipulation if you're opening another place. And I'm like, yeah, what is it? Excuse me. And you have to do coconut shrimp. And I'm like, all right.
Oh my gosh. These are good.
So I feel like most places you go and get coconut shrimp, and it cracks me up, right? Because I used to sell food, so I know a decent amount about it. And we go down to like Florida on vacation for spring break or something, and it's, get the coconut shrimp, and then we get them.
There's nothing shrimpy about that. That's a big piece of shrimp.
We get them, and I go, those are item code number blah, blah, blah. Like, those are the same coconut shrimp we sell in Indiana, and they sell it here. And so most places that do it, I feel like that I've been to, it's a prefabricated product. It's already breaded. It's already whatever. You're just throwing it in the fryer. That's what we try to shy away from, right? If we can do it ourselves, we want to, right? Aside from cutting French fries, we're not going to do that. That's a lot of labor, and a skill, right? You got to really know what you're doing to do homemade French fries. But most everything else we try to do as much from scratch as we can that makes sense, right? If I'm going to try to make, awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah, we literally, so that's the tempura batter that we do. We dip them in there, and then we literally have a pan of shredded coconut, and we gently press one down, flip it over, press it down again to get the coconut on it, shake any excess off, and then drop them in the fryer.
Yeah, that works. I'm going to ignore Carl because he's dogging on me. They have a sexy. Whose house are you going to if you're going to gyms? Because we know you're not going to where you work out. Do they have the sexiest contest you need help hiding as well? I hope Purdue loses tomorrow so bad. I had the rib dip sandwich last time I was there, and that was great.
Short rib dip, yep.
Is that up in Mooresville or down here?
So originally on the original Ralph Neva's menu when we opened in 2021, it was on that menu. That was still kind of just after COVID times, right? So a lot of different products were either very hard to get at certain times or prices would jump a lot.
Right.
The price of the short rib got up to over $15 a pound. And so we just said, I didn't feel comfortable at that time charging $20 for a sandwich. So we took it off the menu. Fast forward, Ziek is getting ready to open. Price had kind of stabilized a little more on it. And we knew it was a good product, right? So we said, well, let's throw that on this menu. So it's kind of like if a Philly cheesesteak and a French dip had a baby, if you will. That was kind of our take on it. Now at Ralph Neva's, we served it with au jus and with a side of queso.
I bet you that's good.
Down at Ziek, we only serve it with the au jus. We don't have the queso there because we don't use it on anything else on the menu. But it's good. It's got the spicy jardiniere on it, so almost like a Chicago beef sandwich.
Right. Provolone
cheese, toasted hoagie, and then braised short rib, fall apart kind of Similar texture of like a pot roast almost.
They're asking for the address again.
72 East Morgan Street.
Pretty much the north side of the square, dead center to the east of the tarp where the theater's being built, right next to Urban Brew on the square. And then your address at Ralph and Ava's?
6 West Main Street.
You're right downtown there.
Yep.
All right, I ate 2 of them. I could eat them all, but you got something else here for me. Let's do the chicken next.
Yep.
And I want to hold this up so they can see this without me. There you go. And what do I got in here?
So it's a chicken pesto sandwich. So it's going to be a 6-ounce grilled chicken breast. That it's on a flatbread. We make the flatbread in-house out of pizza dough. When we have days that we run out of pizza dough or we're behind on it, we're blessed to have the neighbor of Greeks, and we go over there and buy some pizza dough balls.
The loaded fries are definitely my go-to. Stephanie says the sandwich is so good. I need that gift card. Trent said, "Trent, come over." I'm gonna eat a fry.
But yeah, so we grill those flatbreads out of raw dough, roll them out, grill them, turn them into a flatbread. Then we spread basil pesto on it, mozzarella cheese blend, put it in the oven.
Goodness, look at that.
Grill the chicken breast, and then it just has spinach, tomatoes, and red onion.
Best in I'm the owner, not the actual bartender. I've never met 10 out of 10 mocktails too. What is that?
Oh, hi, Kenzie.
You know
Kenzie was in there. I just met her the other day. I was bartending a shift, and she asked me to make her a mocktail, and I was like, sure. Just tell me how to make it, because I'm not the bartender, so I'm not good at this.
Though.
Yeah. So she walked me through it and got her something to have.
There you go. How you doing, Brian? Wow. Lots of flavor in that sandwich.
And it's simple ingredients. You know what I mean? There's nothing out of bounds on there, nothing out of the box, if you will. It's just keep it simple is kind of our motto with most of the stuff we try to do. You know, chicken salad is one of the things at Ralph and Ava's. We go through 40 to 50 pounds a week, and it's a 5-ingredient recipe. It's so simple, but people love it.
Kenzie said he was bartending when I came in. He seems like a great boss. What gift card are you talking about? I'm eating, Trent. I don't have time to play your games today. I'm eating Ziek. I feel like the homeless kid starving in the windows of the restaurant. I don't know what you're talking about, Teresa. The guy's laid back. What's his secret?
It's fake. It's all fake. I'm trembling inside.
He's got 4 daughters, you said? 4 kids?
Four kids. I have a 10-year-old daughter, an 8-year-old son, a 5-year-old son, and a 2-year-old daughter.
So this is mild compared to going home.
This is quiet and peaceful.
Wow. No, I should get one. I knew you'd get food brought in. No, I didn't.
Was he the one talking about the coconut shrimp this morning?
I don't think so. Were you? He comes.
I think he was
there a lot.
I think he was on there this morning on the show.
Yeah, he was on there.
Somebody said something about, oh, I love the coconut shrimp, and you're like, I've never tried it, so that's why I brought those in.
He'll say it was him now.
Yeah.
Come get it. It's sitting right here. You can come here and eat with me.
Tell Trent if he can guess my age correctly, then I'll give him a gift card.
I was trying to figure that out because, you're doing the math in the years. I'm like, okay. But he looks like he's 25.
Oh, I'll take that. Let's go with that.
33.
37.
37. Okay.
Oh, we didn't give him a chance to answer.
No,
he was wrong anyways.
What
34.
I was close. I was guessing 34 to 35, somewhere there. Everybody's saying low 30s. You're doing well,
I'll take
man.
it. I'll take that.
The 25, I wasn't 30. Oh, now they're saying 37. Carl and Trent.
51.
Nikki said 51. Who's Nikki?
I'll take it. That just means I'm wiser than 37, right?
You know Nikki?
Maybe. I'm the worst name person in the world.
Yeah.
I could probably see somebody and tell you what they drink or what they ate last time.
I can't remember.
Tell you something about one of their kids or grandkids or something, but still look at them and be like, see you later, you.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah. Every time.
You can't guess. No, that's the way they do it. You're rocking 37. There you go.
Take it.
Now he's kissing.
Yeah. I'm going to start blushing over here and get a big head.
I had put 37 down before he said it, so I get the gift card. What gift card? No one promised a gift card. I have tons of kids to feed, Carl. I'm turning the sound off. Can't take the good food talk anymore. My wife and I will be eating bar Ziek tomorrow evening. That's Rick and Debbie from Paragon Homecoming. You can't guess after the answer is given. Is this the owner? I missed it. Yes, Emily, this is the owner of Ralph and Avis and Bar Ziek here in town. Seth Gillies. I'm going to mess that up.
Gillies.
Gillies. I knew it.
That's all right.
Gillies. I'm so
enough.
sorry.
Oh,
like Gillies Bar and Grill in Texas, and I've been there.
I've used to have a T-shirt maybe of it, but I've never
actually two-step there.
Never been there.
Decades ago. So
I haven't really much left the Midwest other than like a direct shot to go to Florida with the wife and kids on spring break a couple times. Other than that, I'm a homebody.
Nikki says, I was totally kidding. Carl says, between baseball, fishing, and my actual kids, I have almost 100. Now that I understand. Nikki and Destiny both are great bartenders at Bar Ziek, and the tempura chicken is phenomenal.
Chicken fingers.
Yeah. I just want to know what pig wings. Hester, if you're close, get in here. I keep telling people, I'm obsessed with the colors of the wall. The waitress found the swatch color for me for our master bedroom. Emily is obsessed with the color. Hello, April. Hello, Ann. Hester, I mean, there's coconut shrimp, there's chicken pesto, French fries, and I think he's got hog wings over there, and that's the end all be all.
The kryptonite.
Oh, I'm telling you, if you've not had the hog wings, we're going to them. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good product. I probably saw that product, the pig wings, man, at 12, 13 years ago
now,
at some place.
Is it Shanks?
Yeah, so it's little baby Shanks, comes from the ham portion of the pig. And you can get them in different sizes, I found out, because we got delivered the wrong size recently. Yeah. And they weren't super huge, but then it's like, oh, you only get 4 in an order now. But these are 2 ounces, right? So I'm sure there's a variance in there. But the bigger ones are 4 ounces. So it was the whole wing, man. It was big.
Yeah. I had a buddy at work, and he's got the whole shank, and he was cooking them on his grill and smoking them and everything. And I said, go to Bar Ziek in Martinsville and try them, and then try to duplicate that, because I said, to me, it tastes like General Tso's sauce on it.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. So we slow braise them, right? And then once they're cooked, we take them, drain all the liquid off, and we cool them. Then when you order them, we take them from refrigerated and put them in the deep fryer. That's how we bring them up to temperature, but then it gives a nice little crisp exterior.
But there's no breading or nothing on it.
No breading, just straight in.
Oh, it's so
And
good.
then from there, we take them to the saute station. We have a saute pan with the General Tso's sauce going, getting bubbly and sticky. Dump them in there, toss them around a little bit, and slap them on a plate.
So good. Cannot eat as I used to eat out because I'm living on disability income. I wish there was a discount for people on disabilities. Facebook is messing with your feed each time you say pig wing. It freezes. I don't think it's Facebook. I had lunch recently there with a friend. She had a burger with the kitchen sink and everything else. I can't remember the name, but it was delicious and enormous.
I'm going to guess that was the garbage burger.
I've not had those. I've not had a burger there. I always go for the pig wings.
So garbage burger is, we just use ground chuck. We don't, I know there's a bunch of fancy blends out there with short rib or sirloin or whatever. But I like the ground chuck. So we do ground chuck, season it, salt, pepper, garlic while it's grilling. And then the garbage burger, it has French fries. It has, I hope I don't get it wrong, cheddar cheese, provolone cheese, and Gouda.
Really?
And then it has bacon, jalapenos, a fried egg, and jalapeno ranch.
Oh, that's called the garbage burger.
Yep.
And you've had this since day one.
Yep.
First night I went there was about 7 of us, and we packed into a corner.
Over in the corner.
Yeah, remember that?
When you guys were at the little table, right?
Yes.
2 little tables pushed together.
I didn't drink anything that night. I did.
I think you had a couple waters.
No, I didn't drink.
Oh,
okay. Well, yeah. But there was a lot of folks in there drinking at that table.
Yeah.
And I think we ended up ordering 3 things of pig wings and then someone had a mound of might have been a loaded fries.
We don't do a loaded fry
What
there.
was that
It's the nachos,
Nachos.
maybe? I think it was the nachos.
And we ate on those
So
for a good hour.
yeah, most of the menu at Bar Ziek is kind of like an homage to my history in the business, if you will, right? So I'll say like the pub nacho that we run, that place that I worked with where I met my wife that had 12 locations, that was one of their things. Like they were known for the nacho, right? That was their shtick. And so I don't want to say like, oh, I ripped that off, I copied it. Ours is a little bit different than theirs, not a ton, but it definitely, the inspiration for ours came from that.
Sure,
right?
and they got their inspiration from somebody else.
And the food trends, I will say, so like, I don't look at where we live now in Indiana as being super far away from where I grew up, right? Because a few hours. But the food trends are definitely very different. Like, for example, here in Indiana, when I moved here, and I still am not used to it, but like, all cheese sauce for everything. Like this is the home of the cheese sauce.
That's why we've got 4 Mexican restaurants.
It's on nachos. Yep. It's on even the yellow cheese, right? Mm-hmm. Like the nacho cheese sauce. It comes from pizza places. It comes, and I'm like, what is this? Nachos made with it, like blew my mind. I'm like, wait, that's not nachos. Where's the melty, stringy cheese? What's going on here?
You want the mozzarella?
Yeah, I mean mozzarella gets you stringy. We do a 3 cheese blend, so it's Monterey Jack, cheddar, and mozzarella.
See, that's what we had that night.
Yeah,
because I remember asking you.
Yeah, because then we loaded up with seasoned ground beef, diced jalapenos, diced green peppers, diced tomatoes, and pickled onion, and then we top it with chopped cilantro.
Carl's. I'm glad you said something, Carl. Carl's offering have them give him a $25 store credit, and he'll bring me $25 and we'll drop it off there for that Mike Minty to get it, come in there and eat. We'll do that.
Who's
Carl's? You know Midway Auction between you and Monrovia?
Yeah, on 42 there.
That's Carl. That's his.
Oh, right on.
That's him. Mike says Mike's the one that's on disability. Said he can't eat there because he's only on disability money.
Oh,
so Carl's going to throw $25 and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Good man, Carl. We'll match it, and we'll get him a nice $50 one, so they come in and have a good time.
There you go. Thank you, Carl. That's awesome. Now I take back what I said about Purdue losing tomorrow. Maybe they can lose Sunday. Hey, this goes on forever for 10 minutes though, but he's a good man. That's the way he is. And fortunately, IU and Michigan are sitting this one out.
So that kind of stuff, again, not to say that doesn't happen because I don't know. That kind of stuff is the reason that we're super okay being in the smaller communities. You know what I mean?
That's the type of people
I don't know if you see that as much in the bigger cities and whatever. I'm sure there's generosity out there and whatever, but small town people caring about small town people and taking care of each other, that's huge.
I don't think you may get some of that, but not on the scale. Not on the frequency of you get down here, and in Mooresville and in Eminence and other little communities around central Indiana, or any small town. Thank you. I'll do that, Mike. That's awesome. Just you're up in Mooresville though, aren't you, Mike? At Ralph and Avis.
So it's okay either way. Our gift cards are interchangeable.
Okay.
So you can buy one down here and use it up there, or vice versa. It doesn't matter.
And you've donated to our causes before with stuff like that.
Yeah, we try to whenever we can. You know, we're probably a majority of our donations go to stuff for the schools.
Yeah.
I would say it's an easy outlet for me, right? I'm inside of my 4 walls of one of the businesses or at home a lot, so I'm not out and about a lot. So I only know the people that come into my businesses for the most part.
Right.
So those are the people we always try to donate to. We do a lot with Mooresville Christian Academy.
Yep.
And then
my sister actually works there.
Really?
She's a teacher.
Cool. Yeah, it's
one of my sisters. I got
good
4.
school. My kids don't go there, but I really like the place and like the people, and we have a lot of friends that work there or have children that go there. And then we donate a lot to the different youth sports.
Yeah,
that's a big one. I love football. I love all the sports, but I coach football and have a kid that plays, and so
what goes Mooresville and plays?
Yeah, so I have 2 kids at North Madison Elementary.
Okay.
My 10-year-old daughter, and then my 8-year-old son, and then next year my 5-year-old, he'll start kindergarten there, and
you got Coach Gillen at the high school. That's a legend.
Yep, and then I know his son Casey, and Casey just came back.
Yep.
So it's a cool dynamic we got going on there.
You guys have a Carl's saying baseball's the best. He is the baseball coach. He coached in Monrovia.
Oh, right on. So
Rob Helms joins us. Rob, how you doing, buddy? We got Seth in here from Bar Ziek, hanging out. Ralph Navis owner, Bar Ziek owner, and we got food. If you're in the neighborhood, right, he eats less than a bird, and it's only Mexican food. So that's Rob's thing. So
I never go hungry in small town Indiana. Then
right.
That was one thing I noticed when I moved down here and started selling food. I'm like, there's Mexican restaurants everywhere.
I know that's all we eat,
and I don't even think I've ever been to a bad one.
No,
like they've.
And I was telling people the other day. I said I like the taco burritos from Miss Amigos.
Mm-hmm.
I like the great coconut shrimp. There you go. He knows. He brought some in, Rob, and I hadn't had them before. So hats off to that. I like something in each one of them they have in town, and I still think the chips and salsa at La Herder are the best. That's my own opinion between the 4. So, but they're all good, and I'm ready for hog wings now. I got to show them. So. You got to show these. These are the world famous. And this started the night when we were in there for the first time. And I'm gonna make a mess, but that's all right. Here they are, folks. And it will pull right off that bone, and that bone runs right through the middle of it. The best tasting pork you could possibly eat in your life, I'm telling you, with General Tao sauce or Sao sauce or however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm off camera. Look at that. Wow. You're missing out. And I'm the only one eating on air.
Yeah.
You should have ate.
You don't want to know what I ate tonight. It's embarrassing.
What'd you eat? Let's hear it.
So I ate 2 chili cheese dogs from Speedway on my way here.
You heard my thing.
Oh yeah, the Coney. I thought about that. I'm like, man, maybe I should really be going over there to what is it called? Inside Scoop. Yeah, I'm like maybe I should be going over there. And I'm like, well, maybe they're sold out already tonight. I don't know. The
story keeps growing on that, and
that's good though, man.
It's hilarious because all I was doing was just order Coney dog, and how it started is we had the MHS girls and dance team in here, and Madison Roth halfway through the conversation makes a comment. I work at Inside Scoop. And the day before, I had just been talking about their Coney dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just took off. From that point on.
I saw it. That they said like the next day, like, oh, we sold out super early. Thanks a lot, you know?
Yeah, some guy named Kevin, and my daughter goes, it's him.
It's him, yeah.
Zip it. Yeah, shh. We'll come back. The hog wing, or pig, I call them hog wings, but pig wings are my favorite. By far.
So I think each restaurant has kind of cemented its items, right, and has like its one thing that it's going to be kind of known for, if you will, and I think that's kind of our one here at Bar Ziek is the pig wing. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not the biggest seller, but it's the most talked about item there for sure. And then at Ralph Navis, of course, it's our crab rangoon dip.
We didn't discuss this. I was thinking you were going to say the firecracker cauliflower.
No, that one, albeit it's very great. It plays a far second to the crab rangoon dip for sure.
Look at that, off the bone. All right, crab rangoon dip. Tell me.
So
had lunch yesterday. Ralph Navis, great service, great food.
Ooh, yesterday we got a whooping too.
Did you?
Yeah, I only had my one server was there, and then I was supposed to be the backup, right? But I had some errands to run, so I said, you'll be good, you know, she's top notch. So I said, you'll be good, I'll come back in a little bit. And I I was on my way back from Bar Ziek, headed there, and it was probably about 12:15. And I pulled up the cameras real quick, just 'cause I always like to see what I'm going to walk into.
Right.
And she was full tilt boogie, man. That whole place was full, and they were rocking. So I just ran in there and started running around and bussing tables and filling drinks, and kept going, "I'm so sorry. Do you need anything? I'm so sorry. What can I do for you?" And she was on it, though. It didn't. People never probably would have known that we were super short.
Right. Tell me about the crab rangoon.
So crab rangoon dip. Huge fan of crab rangoons.
Yeah.
Right? Gonna open my own restaurant. Like, all right. Well, I actually got to rewind a little because it was on the menu at Ralph and Ava's before we ever bought it. So crab rangoon dip was on their menu with inspiration from me. It was kind of a collaboration, I guess. Paul and Tony Ford, who owned Ralph and Ava's before us, they were one of my accounts when I sold food for Cisco.
Okay.
So they had rebranded from Ralph and Ava's Cafe and Catering. They had invested and put in a whole new commercial kitchen with fryers and ovens and grills and all the bells and whistles. And so Cisco and myself were helping them develop a new menu. And they really didn't need much help. I mean, I still use some of the recipes that Paul and Tony created. Sure. But I was really trying to get them to do like a crab rangoon pizza or a crab rangoon flatbread, something like that.
Oh my goodness.
They're like, why don't we turn it into a dip? So we found out you could take the egg roll wrappers or whatever and cut them like chips and fry them, and they turn out like chips. So we took the filling for crab rangoon, added a little, a couple items to it, added some mozzarella cheese to it and whatever, and created a dip. So it's like crab rangoon filling with more crab in it. And we put it in like one of those rare bits or boats. Put a little mozzarella and a little Parmesan on top, fire it in the oven, let it go till it gets nice and bubbly. And then when it comes out, drizzle it with a sweet Thai chili sauce and some scallions and serve it up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's definitely, we go through close to 80 pounds of cream cheese a week just on that one item.
That sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, I was laughing the other day when I was helping at Ralph and Ava's for lunch, and there was two younger girls in there, and they had just got their food brought out to them, and I'm like walking by, and I just kind of chuckled, and they were like, "What?" And I'm like, oh, I just think it's so funny that like you guys like the crab rangoon dip so much that you both ordered your own, and that's what you're having for lunch. Like, I like it, I like you, but I'm not gonna share. I'm getting my own.
Right. That's what I'm already planning in my head. That's not an appetizer, folks. That's mine.
Yeah.
It does sound amazing, and I agree 100%. Gonna have to try that. I want to try the firecracker cauliflower.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing as well.
Yeah, I think we really try to make our menus not too large, right?
You're making me weep.
Yeah, but we try to make our menus not too large or not with too many items, so that we can really focus on making the stuff that we do serve good. Exceptional, right? We don't want anything that is blah and it's just there just because. We've really put some energy and effort and thought into all of the items on our menus.
What are the hours, Bar Ziek?
So Bar Ziek right now, it's finicky, right? So when we originally opened, we were open on Mondays. Right. I said, "Wow, nothing's open on Mondays. That's going to be our day. We're gonna crush it on Mondays."
Right.
It was crickets and tumbleweeds. So we had to close Mondays. So right now we're open Tuesday through Saturday. We're open till 9:00. And then on Friday and Saturday, we stay open till 10. But what we've been doing the last few weeks is we keep the kitchen open, close the kitchen at 10. Mm-hmm. And then depending on business, we'll stay open 11, stay open till, I think I was there.
Hello, Nikita.
Last Saturday. Oh, that's our Nikki. Hey, girl.
Oh, she worked with you.
Yeah, Nikki's great. She started with us when we opened Ralph and Ava's.
Okay.
She ran Ralph and Ava's every Friday and Saturday, open to close, so that I could hang out with my family and live a good life, not being that restaurant owner that was there all the time. And so she kind of earned her stripes. And when we opened Bar Ziek, we said, "Hey, we got an opportunity for you. Come down here and run that one and work days." And and she's been
runs,
crushing it for us.
She runs days down here.
Yep, yeah,
Okay.
she just works Tuesday through Friday,
I
and
haven't been in during the day.
She does a lot of behind the scenes for us, right? A lot of the ordering helps with scheduling. Like she's one of the aces for sure.
Someone said this a little bit ago. You seem very just laid back. Is that how you boss though too, or are you a laid back boss?
I don't want to get in front of public and go yes, and I want to tell a lie that someone's going to catch me on.
Right.
I feel like I have very few things that I'm very passionate about that I'm maybe not so laid back on. But for the most part, doing this for the better part of 20 years, kind of my wife and I's goal when we decided like, yes, let's try to buy Ralph and Ava's, let's be an owner, was to how do we do it and take some of the yuck out of the business, right? Like there's a lot of awesome things about being in food service and hospitality industry that we just love, but missing sporting events or missing Sunday birthday parties or all that kind of stuff, or the drama within the workplace. That was really our focus to like, how do we eliminate that from our business, right? How do we start this business fresh without having those things that we hated about when we worked in restaurants? Sure. So like, I think Nikki and most of the staff could attest, like, I don't really try to ask a lot of questions if you request time off. Like we just say yeah, and we try to make it work. Right. Everybody else pitches in, or my wife and I will pitch in when we're short because someone needs to go on vacation or something. I try not to micromanage a lot, right? Because we're all adults. Right. Like I do realize maybe I was a little lax to a fault for a little bit. So kind of had to tighten things up a little. But man, I trust these people to come in and do a good job. And kind of our thought was to flip the service pyramid upside down kind of and go, if we can create our business to be easy for the people that work in it and to be enjoyable for the people that work in it, then they will in turn do a good job, and that will show to the guests. 100%. And then it's kind of, we take care of them, they take care of our business, which is our guests, and then it keeps going cyclical.
Well, every time I've been in there, the service has been great. And I wanted to say this earlier, but we kind of wound our way to it. I've seen you carrying ice. I've seen you busting tables. I've seen you wiping tables off. I've seen you running food. I know you've been in the back. So you help wherever's needed, and you seem to just go everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to be locked into just one position, right? Two, I'll tell you, like, if I have to just be the bartender or just the server, you'll come in and you'll have a good time, but you'll go, man, I wonder when so-and-so works again, because she was great when she took care of us, right? Right. I always tell the girls, like, if it's just one, you have one table and I have one table, I'm going to kill it. Right. But if I get 5 tables and you get 5, I'm going to start crying and ask for help. Like, so sometimes it's almost maybe the easy way out for me to just be the assistant, right? Be there to support and be there to get them whatever they need in the time that they need it is how we try to do it.
Right. It's working for you, though. It seems to be.
All my staff that's watching right now is going, he doesn't help. Caught him in there one time doing something.
Hey, I've seen you every time I've gone in there. You were helping. No, I'm not. And every time I've seen you, you've been in every time I've gone to Ziek, you've been in there. I've been in Ralph and Ava's a couple times, and you're never in there because you're always down here at Ziek.
Yeah, and honestly, like, before we started working on Ziek, like actually took over the building and working on, building the bar or doing painting or that kind of stuff. Before that, we had such a great staff at Ralph and Ava's that it kind of just ran itself. Like, I would pop in here or there, or maybe be there 12 or 15 hours a week total. Yeah. And just had so much freedom. And I get bored very quick. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, what's the next thing? We got to do something, right. And then the Waffle Witch building opened up, and I was like, wow, we walked in there and we're like, weird, it looks like Ralph and Ava's. Like, it looks like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, they're built very similar.
The building is a little bit longer, probably 25 feet longer, 3.5 feet more narrow. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's about the same, except for Ralph and Ava's is like an L. So this Ziek is just a straight shot. At Ralph and Ava's, I don't have a back door. My back door is actually a storefront on Indiana Street.
Oh, okay.
which we do something pretty cool out of that door too. We started a little soup window there. And it's called Soup on the Side.
I did not know that. Very cool.
Yeah, so we do. My dad is a retired chef. He moved down here last February. He was helping out at the restaurant, something to do. And him and I were brainstorming one day on a Friday, and like, we got this space back here in the prep kitchen, and I'm like, I have a brand new steam table that I bought when we opened Ralph and Ava's, and I have no use for it. It was too big for what I needed.
Right.
I'm like, what if we put that up here and like give you something to do? You can run it and make soups. And so he makes like 5 or 6 soups and chili that we offer daily, rotates them through. And then he makes fresh bread, and you can get a cup or a bowl, and it comes with a big chunk of bread.
And this dumps out on the backside of Indiana.
Yeah, so it's 10 North Indiana Street.
Okay.
So it's just on Indiana Street. It's literally, the building's kind of reddish. There's a door and 2 windows. One of the windows has a little counter in front of it and slides open. And the other window has a big neon sign that says "Takeout window open," pointing to the other one.
See, I never heard of that.
So we don't. We have a little Facebook page for it, yeah. Soup on the Side, and that's it. And I'm gonna add that. We put the soups on there every morning between 10:30 and 11 o'clock. You know, hey, this is today's soups or today's selections.
And in the winter, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's. I will say it's probably time to find something different to do out of that window now that the weather's getting a little better and we're coming closer to spring.
You gave us your clothes. I interrupted him. We got on something else. Because now I'm hungry and I plan to be there when you open.
So we open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Saturday. We close at 9 o'clock Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then on Friday and Saturday, kitchen closes at 10 right now. And then we stay open as long as the business deems necessary. Right? So if there's people in there drinking, having a good time, playing the jukebox, whatever, we stay there and have fun with them. And if it's dies out and everybody went home at 10 o'clock, then we're close her down. We originally were open till midnight on Friday and Saturday when we first opened.
Later.
Yeah, and we tried to do live music. We did like 3 times, but it hasn't really panned out for us yet.
Right.
I'll tell you, I was so disappointed on the night before Thanksgiving. I was like, this is our one. This is going to be it, right? Like, we're the bar. We're the only bar down here. And it was like tumbleweeds in my building, and I go walk outside and look down past the construction, and there's like a line out the door at Groggy Goat. I'm like, no. Oh. But it is what it is, right? That's a tradition night, right? But and we were so new. Yeah, right? We were so new, like 2 months, not even 2. Yeah, just 2 months.
I would like to see you do more Facebook, because I have to call to find out what the daily special hours. Thanks, Love the Burgers daytime. So Tyler's on here, and he works with you, and I've showed him this picture before on my phone. Yeah. Tyler, the pig wings are here, and if you're lucky, I'll bring them to work tomorrow.
So for daily specials, we do a $10 lunch special Monday through Friday, or Tuesday through Friday. And then on Saturday, we do our nacho that we were talking about. Yep. That's 2 layers when we do it, right? Because who wants to get a nacho and you eat all the good stuff and then you get down to chips? So we do 2.
I like the way you think.
We do 2 plates with 1 layer on each plate, and then we load those layers, put them in the oven, and when they come out, then we slide the one on top of the other.
Oh my gosh, that's why it was so big.
So on Saturday, we do just a 1 layer for $8.
Okay.
Tuesday, we do tenderloin for $10, breaded or grilled. Wednesday, we do our classic cheeseburger, $10. And then Thursday, we do our tempura battered chicken fingers with fries and coleslaw for $10. And then on Friday, we do fish and chips.
And I've got some of the best food ever in front of me. Bar Ziek's Excellent Place. Hello, Teresa. That's Thai. We've seen that one.
Do they deliver? I saw. We do not deliver, so I'm not a.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a huge fan of the third-party delivery systems. Couple reasons. One, I don't know if a lot of people know, but most of them, like, they're taking 30% off the top of the sale before you order,
right?
Or before before you pay for the food, right? So that means if I'm charging $10, they're taking $3 of it, and that's not very good for the business. Or that means that I got to charge you 13 or 14 bucks for something that should be 10,
Right.
and then it's not good for the customer. And who really knows what goes on with that food when it leaves, right? I'm sure most of the time nothing, but an extra stop to the gas station or something like that. Now you're getting a lower quality product.
And your food's cold and everybody's blaming you.
Yeah. And so I think for us, as small as we are and for what we're doing, I just really like it for people to come pick it up, right? You can order online. So you don't have to stand there and wait and pay and whatever. You do all that right online. So you come in and you just pick it up. But that way too, it also gives us an opportunity to get that guest in our space and feel what it feels like and get to meet one of our team members or whatever. And hopefully that will draw them back in.
Teresa says, very cool that you have a $10 option to buy a beer for the bar. It shows your love of your staff.
Yeah, man. Again, that goes to two things. One, wish I could say, yes, that's my idea. It was great. I came up with that. I'm amazing, but I didn't. It's another Facebook or Pinterest or something fine.
Doesn't matter. You're using it.
But yeah, definitely, like, why reinvent the wheel all the time, right? If somebody else has it rolling smooth, why can't I just build their wheel?
Right. I go there once a week. They make the best lemon drop martinis.
That would be Nikki.
Thank you, Stephanie. $10 McDonald's costs you more than that, and the food's not near as good. I guarantee it. Whew.
That's the funny part for me, like the McDonald's comparison.
Yeah,
because people always be like, "Oh, all this good food. Like, what's your favorite, or what do you like to eat?" And I'm usually like, "Oh, I'll probably get Taco Bell or McDonald's on the way home." Like I'm a
you.
Oh yeah, I have the palate of like a trashy freshman college kid. Like I would
wrong with that.
Like sign me up for Chinese buffets and KFC and fast food all day long.
And you're up there by dongs.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
we're
fish they have on that buffet. I could
the
sit
broiled one, like the baked one or the fried one.
The fried one.
Fried one.
I could sit there with my chair and just like keep loading this up.
Mine is the whatever it is that's on a skewer, and it's got kind of a reddish color to it. It's kind of where the fish is, like on the other side.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
See, that's sad. I know where everything is placed on the buffet.
Yeah.
Like, if you're ever going to Dongs and you need directions to get what you need on the buffet, like, I can help you out. I'll draw you a map.
There frequently.
Oh, we were to the point when I first moved here that we went to Dongs so much before COVID.
The boss is on you.
What'd she say?
She said, you better not. I make chicken and dumplings. Headed to Dongs to pick up food for my other half. Carl's right there.
Yeah. So before COVID, there was a lady that worked there, and I can't remember her name, and I should, but I told you I'm not a name guy.
Sure.
But we frequented enough that, like, my 8-year-old son now, when he was like a baby, she would like pick him up when we came in and love on him and go walk around the restaurant with him and go in the kitchen and whatever and like come back. And so, yeah, we definitely show our strong support for that place for sure.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. Lee here in town, the Chinese buffet here in town. Mm-hmm. My brother's police officer was a police officer here in the community, passed away in October. Yep. He loved going there, and Lee loved it. We would be pulling up and he would see Tim and he would come on in. It's free. And I'm like, no, I'm not a cop. And he goes, no, it's free tonight. Yeah. And I'm like, Lee, no. So he always took
hospitality.
Care of Yes. Always took care of Tim. Loved it. But every now and then I could convince him, he goes, if we're going to eat Chinese, let's go to Dongs tonight. I'm not messing around.
Yeah.
So we would go up there every now and then, but he loved Chinese food over here at Lee's, but
I think it's all good.
Oh,
there's not many restaurants that I'm like, we don't go there. Like we probably eat out more than we should. My wife is a way better cook than I am.
She's making chicken and dumplings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's a way better cook than I am.
And she's got the army at home with her.
Yeah, and it's not a real helpful army at this point,
no,
right? Like,
not at those ages. No,
it's like the Civil War going on, and you got to pick your side.
My twins, we had twins and then a third one a year and a half later.
Oh yeah.
So we had 3 in diapers, and my twins turned 24 next week, and they're already texting me about where we're eating dinner and doing what. So we're good. We're good there. But as Lee is so nice, exactly, Teresa. But to think that many in diapers, and then you've got a fourth that's not far. They're all not far away.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. So.
It's wild. That little one that we got too, she's 2 hands full. She's tough, man.
I had 3 girls, and everybody's boys are girls to me. I've talked to boys' parents. I don't wish girls on anybody. They're vicious, vicious little monsters.
This little one that we got, she's like a mix of the both.
Right.
Like she's ripping and running and fearless like the boys, and she's feelings and emotions and sass and attitude like the girls.
You get the full spectrum of everything. Yeah. I got to ask you, what is your favorite food to eat at your restaurants? Both of them. Got to hear it.
Man.
And you've already told us you've got a trash dumpster palate.
So probably the meatloaf, right? We
wait a minute. You didn't say meatloaf. Where's the meatloaf? Hey, Ralph and Avis?
Kevin, if you've been in there like 6 to 10 times, like you said, you got to read the menu once.
I literally, I walk in, they're like, yes, pig wings.
So, meatloaf, Ralph and Ava's, right?
Okay.
And then we started doing meatloaf Mondays when we first opened Bar Ziek. So we would just run it as the $10 special.
Okay.
Went really well. That was about the only thing we could sell on a Monday. And then I know Mayor Costin, his wife really likes the meatloaf at Ralph and Ava's. And I'm sure, like, we never talked about it, but I'm sure I probably let them down when I came down here and didn't have it on the menu. So, yeah. So we ended up, when we closed down Mondays, we put it on the
tenderloin, and Tanya eats meatloaf at Ralph and Ava's.
Yep. So we put the meatloaf on the menu full time down here too. So it is a little different at both places. The actual meatloaf is my mom's recipe. So when I was growing up, youngest of 5, we had the option pretty much every birthday, right? Like you could either pick a place where our family will go out to eat, or you could pick a meal that you want mom to cook for you, and we can all stay home and celebrate that way. And I was like the only kid out of all 5 that would be like, I want meatloaf. Everyone else is like, I want to go to TGI Fridays or something. And I'm like,
going to Applebee's.
Like, I need meatloaf. But yeah, so in Martinsville at Bar Ziek, we do it. Instead of like your brown gravy over it, whatever, we do a veal demi-glace and then serve it with Redskin smashed potatoes and grilled asparagus. And then at Ralph and Ava's, we actually use the old owner of Ralph and Ava's, Paul Ford. He had like a recipe for a meatloaf sauce. So that's going to be more your traditional style, you know, kind of ketchup base, but it has a bunch of other stuff in it, little sweet, little heat. And what we do is we cook the meatloaf off, right? But what do? You can't keep that hot all day long and hope someone orders it. So we cook it, cool it, portion it. And then when you order it, we take it from the refrigerator and put it on the char broiler. So it gets some little char marks, little grill marks on it.
I like that.
Adds a little crispy texture to the outside and heats it all up. So yeah, that's a good one. Probably meatloaf. And then I'm just a sucker for beef. Like I have a red meat problem. You know, people are like, hey, you want to go out to breakfast? I'm like, does the breakfast place serve burgers before 11? Because then I'll probably go.
I'm a pork guy though, because I eat bacon and sausage.
we definitely have, I feel like, good quality steaks, right? We're not going to compete with the steak houses as far as sizes and different cuts and whatever. But we're about quality, right? Mm-hmm. So we have a 12-ounce ribeye on the menu at Ralph and Ava's, and then we do a 10-ounce jacquarded and marinated sirloin. Sirloin is one of the best tasting cuts of beef, in my opinion, but it just doesn't have much marbling, so you don't get the good texture, right? Good flavor. You end up, it's like beef bubblegum some places. Right. So we have ours tenderized almost similar to like a tenderloin would be, right? Before we get it.
I need to look at the menu now because this is my favorite. I mean, that's my go-to, but now I got to go back and dig.
So we tenderize it, marinate it. That's our sirloin. Same sirloin at both places. It's 10-ounce hand cut. And then instead of the ribeye at Bar Ziek, we do a 14-ounce New York strip.
Wow.
And that's That's pretty good. So I usually, if we get takeout food from one of the restaurants to bring home, or if we go into the restaurants, you'll probably usually catch me getting meatloaf or a steak.
I'll go with you to eat meatloaf, Stephanie. He had me at Pig Wings, and then the coconut, phenomenal. The chicken sandwich, good, and then the steak and the meatloaf. I'm like, what? When did that come in? Because this is all I ever get. Well, no, I take it back because we did order the tenderloins.
Yep.
And my favorite was the grilled because I'm not a big breaded fan. What's the percentage fat in your burgers? Burgers are so good. Not your boogers.
So
your burgers.
it's going to be classic 80-20 or 81-19.
Yeah.
So pretty traditional.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't go lean. I like the fat. I will say we're probably not the place to go eat if you're on a diet.
Now you tell me.
But that's okay, right? Our food is supposed to be good for the soul.
Right. It's that make you feel good food, comfort food.
Yeah. That's kind of where we headed when we started this thing, right? Like,
but it's certainly
comfort food or peasant
food.
dishes elevated, right?
Right. It's certainly not just bar food. Like,
no, and
some people thought that.
I kind of did a bad job on the bar Ziek menu, really, because that was our intention, right? We're going to open a bar. Let's have a bar food menu.
Right.
And so we have your fried pickles and your fried mushrooms, but I just couldn't take it out of a bag already breaded and frozen and throw it in the fryer. So our fried mushrooms, we get a lot of nods for those at Bar Ziek. Yeah. We literally take the whole mushrooms, we wash them, and then we dip them in our tempura batter and fry them. So it's fresh to order.
Good stuff.
The pickles, probably the most pain in the butt thing to make on our menu. But I just couldn't do it prefab. So we're literally doing a double dipped breading system with the fried pickles every time you order them.
Yeah, I'm not a big pickle guy.
Me neither.
Like that. I just never was.
I'll eat ours.
Yeah.
But I would eat 5 or 6 if you ordered them, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to order them, and I'm definitely not going to eat a whole order.
Right.
But people like them.
I just like this traditional pickle, not deep fried or something like
That's
that.
how I feel, right?
Yeah.
Like a fried pickle to me is like if you went to a restaurant that serves a pickle on every sandwich plate,
yeah,
and your plate sat in the heat lamp for too long.
Right.
And it comes out and you bite into it and it's all warm and you're like, oh, that's what fried pickles are traditionally like to me.
I don't like them like that. That's my own personal. Fried pickles are dangerous to make at home. Trust me, I know.
I will take your word for it.
Nice to hear you do fresh. I've never had a problem with any food down there, but I've only ordered 2 things, and one is the pig wings, which I think are phenomenal.
Carl's trying to jam us up in the kitchen. Carl, you can't order enough fried pickles to overwhelm me. I'll make sure I'm there Friday. I'll be the pickle guy.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge, Carl. Carl, come out front with a cell phone. I'm calling again.
Yeah, online order. I need 450 orders of fried pickles.
That's good. I have to try the meatloaf. I want to try the steak.
Fish and chips is a banger on Fridays.
Crab ragoon, fish and chips.
Fish and chips is so we're getting ready to change the menu at Bar Ziek, right? There's not going to be a ton of stuff going off of it, but we're going to make some additions. We're gonna. I think we have an opportunity.
Nikki said, do it after 4, and I'm posting on my website. Friday pickle night.
I feel like there's an opportunity with 21 North not being open anymore, right?
Right.
And so we're going to still keep what we're doing and how we're doing it, but maybe add a few more selections for some entrees.
Sure.
And some more foodie-driven items on the menu.
Right.
But still keeping it approachable and comfortable for anybody is kind of our goal.
Good deal. I can't wait. One of the things I love about it, the location. I know it stinks for the sign. And my mind, you're talking, and I'm like, how could he get a bigger sign?
Well, we've worked with is it D&G Graphics?
Okay, Gady. Yeah, Derek, yeah.
So we've worked with them. Like we have a plan, right? I just got to sell a lot more tenderloins to be able to to be able to buy that sign.
Are they gonna
it's gonna be similar to like Groggy Goat, right?
That's
how it comes out
ask.
the side of the building. You can see it on both ways. It will be backlit. So we're just working on saving up to get there.
And you know, we're making light of this, but I was on the planning commission for a while, and that stuff comes to us first, signs.
Yep.
And so much goes into that and has to follow code of the city. And they can't let Groggy Goat do it and not let you do it as long as you abide by the same rules. But it costs money every step of the way there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you,
it's not cheap.
D&G Graphics is great to work with.
Derek, yeah.
Because they kind of spearhead all of the junk that you got to deal with it, right? Yep. It's like if you need a new roof and you get a roofing company that's experts at insurance, right? Sure. They make the whole experience easy for you. That's kind of how it is with D&G Graphics. So we're super excited to be able to work with them. We just wanted it to be sooner, but we're getting there.
Buy one order of fried pickles, Kevin buys you the second order, limit 6. Wait! I'm buying birthday gifts this week for twins. I'm trying to help you with the pickle sales. There we go.
I'm definitely jacking the price of fried pickles up and backing the portion off big time.
$24 a pickle.
Yeah, and you literally just get one pickle. Right. But we can make it happen.
Especially if your name's Carl. Check the call in. All right, boss. You done filled me up, and I wish I could eat more. I want to come down there. No, I don't want to interfere with your guests. What I'll do is I want to go in there and order something, take a snapshot of it, and just give you my honest opinion. Like, eat, leave, come back, sit down, and post something out for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd love to, man.
I don't want any special, you know.
That's
just, you know what I mean?
That's how whenever I order at the restaurants or my wife, like we always try to do it incognito because we don't want them to pay special attention just because it's us, or we don't want extra cheese on it just because it's ours or whatever. Like, we're trying to experience it as the guest would. Yep. So that we can fix any problems if there are, or give praise where need be. Right. Yep. But yeah, I thank you for having us on. You know, obviously,
I say that because Natasha Holcomb's on. She on Brain Chills.
Yeah,
and she would come running out to me after I've ordered, and I'm like, it literally was on my way home. And she's like, try this. And I'm like, I just ate. Try it. You're not leaving. And I'm like, I would tell her honestly, no good or good. And she would do that to me and my brother. And that's I like that. Yeah. If you don't know, and you're expecting an honest answer, I'm gonna tell you, ugh, that's nasty. But that's how you grow your business.
Yeah, man. That's we want all feedback as long as it's honest and polite, right? It could be bad experiences, but handling it the right way is what we appreciate. And honestly, like, I feel like I see horror stories out there all the time of experiences or how people handled it or how restaurant owners handled it. We've been really fortunate, man. In Morgan County, where we're rooted, we haven't had too many butt heads at either place, you know.
Will you be adding any desserts?
Yeah, so desserts have been a kind of a hard part for us. When we opened Ralph and Ava's, we hired a family friend who is a pastry chef, and they took the reins and took over desserts, and they were making homemade pretzel bites from scratch for us. And it was supposed to be like a couple-hour-a-week job, and her product that she was making for us was so good it turned into like a 40-hour-a-week job to keep enough stuff in stock.
Wow.
And it was just too much, you know. She's a mother of 2 young kids and was just trying to do it as a part-time gig. And ever since then, we've kind of struggled to source desserts. It's like feast or famine, right?
Right.
Like, we'll have enough desserts in the building. We buy the delicious product of a carrot cake and a chocolate cake. It's a 14-pound cake. You cut it into 10 slices or 12 slices. And so each piece is a little over a pound, and it's got a wow factor, but they're really good. Getting that product has been really up and down. Like, we can get them in whenever we order it 3 weeks in a row, and then they'll be out of stock, manufacturer out of stock on it for 2 or 3 weeks. So then I've tried to plug and play some other items in there, but wasn't quite up to our standard of product quality.
Right.
And I've even tried to make some stuff, and I'm like, whew, you are a cook, not a baker.
Yeah.
So
I can't bake either.
So to answer that question, I guess I was very long-winded, but we are working on a solution to our desserts or lack thereof.
Fair enough. When is a good day to come get my thing from either store? Whatever easier for you, Seth.
I can have it at either one tomorrow, wherever he's closer to.
Mike, whatever's easiest on you. And if you have to message me, and then I'll message him, or just go up and say, hey, I'm Mike, and tell him to track down Seth. Easy enough, buddy. Hey, Carl, thank you for that. That's fantastic. Boss, I'm done. I'm stuffed. And I got to go to the gym now. I just started going to the gym this week.
Poor guy got to go to the gym, and I got to go home and eat chicken and dumplings. Rough.
I may eat a little more before I go. I'm just letting you know that now. But I'll get back with you because I want to go in there and do that.
Yeah.
And I'll drop my 25 off in Mooresville on my way through lunch. And we need to have you guys back in. I want to have you guys back in when you change things this summer.
This was fun, man. So whenever you want us.
Anytime, man.
I'll come talk about anything. Food was great, but we could talk about whatever.
Right. And when we didn't get into Tom Brady and the U of M stuff. So
go Blue.
and there's a Boilermaker up there, fan and Carl. I gave 5
pounds. We'll pray for him.
Right. I gave 5 pounds listening tonight. My wife and I've been eating. Yeah, there you go. That's good stuff. Get you back in here maybe midsummer. See if you got anything changing coming up.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you this before we jump off or boiler up, whatever. What's up, Nick? Food truck. Ever thought about doing anything like that?
It's catering? So we have a catering company.
Okay.
So Indiana Street Catering. We started that last year in October, November.
Okay.
Or I guess 2022, October, November. So we do catering, like we're doing a catering for Hubler Chevrolet on the 30th this month for like 200 people.
Wow.
We've done weddings. We've done, corporate events for like some warehouses in Plainfield, do like their company picnic of 250 people. All the way down to private in-home dinners for 10 people. So we dabble in catering.
Basically the same foods out from either or?
Different food. There's some things that interchange, right? Like we do sell a lot of crab rangoon dip for catering.
I got to try that.
But then different stuff. So our kind of way that we try to do catering is we want it to be a memorable experience, right? So how many weddings have you been to that it was either a buffet or a plated dinner, and 2 days after the wedding, you're like, I don't even remember what we had.
Right.
So we try to make it an experience. So instead of using chafing dishes and just putting it out there, and the food's sitting there with flame under it and whatever for however long, we try to do action stations. So like the two most popular ones we do is going to be a pasta action station. So we actually have a chef there with burners right on site.
Wow.
Making the sauce, pan sauce, and tossing the pasta and then putting it in this big bowl, and we'll make 5 or 6 portions at a time. So people are still coming through like a buffet. It doesn't jam things up and slow it down, but it's fresh. It's right there in front of you. You see fire. And the other most popular one we do is probably our smash burger station. So we haul the old Blackstone out there and get it all dialed up, and then have all the fixings laid out and stuff, and just sit there and play on the grill and make smash burgers.
There you go. And by the way, we'll be at the fairgrounds for the eclipse. We're just going.
You're going to play some bags, I heard, right?
And I've got the massive Blackstone out there we're bringing. So if you want to come down and smash burgers with us,
come down and play. Yeah, I think I'll probably be a little busy that day.
You won't be able to get out of Mooresville.
And I think what we're going to do, because I keep hearing how jammed up Mooresville is going to be.
Right.
So I'm like, man, I don't even want to open the restaurant. So what we're going to do is I'll get a couple people, probably me, my dad, my wife, and maybe my oldest 2 kids. And we'll run that takeout window, the soup window. But we're going to do like breakfast burritos in the morning. We'll sell crab rangoon dip, in a takeout style. And then probably do like smash burgers or something else that's simple for the couple of us to do, and just rifle out of that window all day.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Can't tell you thank you enough. Great food. I love the atmosphere down there. I need to go there more often. I need to get to Ralph Navis and try about everything on the menu now.
Yeah, you
And
gotta check
actually
it
read
out.
the damn menu when I walk in there. So that's the best thing. Appreciate you guys tuning in today and engaging. Lots of good questions.
Yeah.
Support local. I tell you guys that all the time. And it has nothing to do with any other restaurants in town. I want everyone to succeed in the community, because when he succeeds and they succeed, the community succeeds.
Same.
And it helps us all out. Every one of us.
Yeah, we can all help each other. And I mean, we have relationships like that in Mooresville with other restaurants,
Yep.
right? Like Los Patios, right?
Yep.
If I run out of Coca-Cola in the middle of a Friday night, I know I can call them up and go, hey, do you have a Coke I can borrow until our truck on Monday or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The busier everyone else is, I hope everyone around me gets so busy they're on a wait every day.
Right.
Because then some people will leave and come to me. Like,
right.
we'll take it through attrition. I'm okay with that.
Right. It's better for the community when they all are doing well. We don't want doors to close. It's not good for the community. It's not a good look. Appreciate you, man. And I'll get you back on here real soon. Especially in the middle of summer, we'll get rolling and get. I'll be down there.
Right on.
All right, guys. Thank you. I'll be back on tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:30 in the morning. We need to do coffee with Kevin down at Bar Ziek one morning. That'd be fun.
Good luck. I barely make it to your show. I don't know how I'm gonna make it all the way to Martinsville.
Get your staff in there. They're like, no,
Yeah, right.
no, not for him. No.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the morning. Love you.